the ever-changing weather around the world, ever-diverse terrain and roads across the world. With Kumho Tire that has conquered all. There is no road you cannot go. Go with Kumho. Kumho Tire.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the V8 Vets Kumho Tire Split 3 Drivers Lounge as we replay the race from last Thursday night. I know it's a Wednesday night, but unfortunately, yours truly had a wonderful time at Bathurst over the weekend. So what we might do is, and big shout out to everyone who's out there watching as well on a Wednesday night at 9 o'clock. I hope you're staying dry. I know it's raining a bit down in Victoria at the moment. So we might kick off. Hey, Steve and Murray in the chat there. We might kick off and get started here and have a quick look at the grid. I've got no idea who's won or anything that's happened. In fact, all I've gotten was a very small bite from my mate Gunter about Longbeach. So haven't got that in PG form to play tonight though. Okay, we might have a quick look at the grid for this race. So Steve Grumley on pole. So that's good effort for Steve, carrying on from where he did last week. Freddie Taylor in second. Fantastic from Taylor Motorsports. Glenn Corbett in his first outing for Hypersonic Racing. So welcome, Glenn. Shane Nichols from Risky Racing was in fourth. Lucas Burt in fifth from Old Mates and Sons with Jonathan Kiley, who I think is a Logitech Juice driver. Braden O'Loughlin from Frogleap Juiced Racing, and Brett Davis was in eighth. Darren Friend from Old Mates and Sons qualifying in the top 10 in his 737 entry, alongside his teammate Darren Sheriff. On the next row was Gunther von Worrell. It's no surprise, Dave, and the German flag too. And Jeff Eddy was 12th. That's great to see Jeff qualifying so high up. As we move along, the next on the grid was Greg Sholton. Followed by Greg, we've got Shane Patterson, Andrew Johnstone from AJR Racing, Phil Marsh from Scorpion Esports in 16th. And then we bounce into Carl Pickering, Diane Fieldman in 18th, getting the better of Anita Buckland in 19th. So Anita, of course, racing for Old Mates and Sons as well. Steve Lenyon, who provided me with the replay as well, started out at 20th. So big thank you to Steve. Josh Strage was our race control and safety car. I think might have been Brandon still, not sure. And Adrian Zeal started rear of grid. So what we might do is, a big shout out to Craig Healy and Anita in the chat as well. We might get started here and jump straight into all of the live action. So okay, let's go racing. So a good little start there from Gumley on the outside as we head down into turn one. Of course, this track here, very, very tricky getting into turn one here, making sure everyone should hopefully get through okay. As we continue on, everyone coming through. Grumley firing himself through into the aquarium section around the roundabout. As he now turns himself. How are you, Steve? He's jumped in the chat with me. And continuing on as we do, and just go live there as well. Righto. So Grumley off to a very good start, already out to 1.3 seconds. Lucas Burt and Brett Taylor having a great little battle here in second. Brooke is going a little bit wide there, but managing to getting himself through. And big battle behind with Darren Friend and Braden O'Loughlin as well. So Darren having a cracking job qualifying up in the front half of the field here, running in fourth at the moment, under a fair bit of pressure. Braden O'Loughlin doing really well, getting around the outside. Looks like Jonathan Kyle is going to have a look as well. And very, very tough, dropping it back to 40 Ks as we come through there. And Gunther von Nordschleife has worked his way up already into seventh. And a great drive from Dave Worrell there. And a big shout out to Michael Taliacic, who's joined me as well. How are you, Michael?
Good. How are you doing, John?
Yeah, good. And Steve's with us as well. How are you, Stephen?
Yeah, going good, mate. Going well.
Thanks for providing us with the replay tonight.
That's all right. Glad it worked.
Definitely got it working. Might have a quick look here at Brett's drop back. And Anita jumping. Okay, yep. Read that one. And so we've got Michael here. How are you finding vets, Michael?
I'm loving it. Not loving tomorrow's track, but I'm loving the series, enjoying the fixed setups and the competition.
Of course.
I'm quite surprised how strong the competition actually is in the series.
Yeah, it is actually quite strong and only getting stronger with, like the likes of yourself, one of these young guys coming in. Of course, the only person we've ever had in the league to come in on their 40th birthday and win a race on the same day.
I imagine you haven't had that many people start on their 40th birthday either.
No, I don't think we have, to be honest. So good little battle here with Brett Taylor and a few cars changing position. How are you finding it, Stephen?
Oh, this is my first race.
Yeah.
So, interesting.
Fun track to start on.
Well, I had to start at the back of the grid because of the rules, and it's not a very good, nice track to be overtaking on. But, yeah, we got there.
Oh, it's good. Yeah, it's a tough track, this one. And Winton's not much better. I think I managed to circulate a couple of laps there earlier this evening, and yeah, it was a bit of a struggle. Shane's joined us as well. How are you, Shane?
Yeah, very good. I don't know if you can hear me. I'm on my phone.
On your phone? No, that's all right. Can still hear.
Pretty clear.
Yeah, how you going, guys?
Yeah, good. Just a quick question from Stress Budget Racing. Yeah, we don't really do... We do a lot, like our races are all organised. Vets is traditionally Thursday nights. Occasionally we do some one-off races where we might do something like a Bathurst or a special event. But yeah, Dave Worrell coming around there a bit sharp. So we do don't really do specialised events. All of our racing's on a Thursday night. So that pretty much sums most of it. Answers that question for you. How did you find Longbeach, Shane?
I've driven it before when I was on Project Cars too. I'm not a fan, but I like it a lot more than Winton.
I think most guys have got exactly the same answer there with that one.
Yeah, but it was good fun. It's certainly better on iRacing, but it's just hard. You just got to keep off them walls, which is easier said than done.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was pretty lucky a week. What's his name of the rule? Andrew Horton.
Johnson. Horton, yeah. And there's, yeah.
He spent time with me, just laying the track out for me, so that just going through corners with me, so that made me have a lot easier for me.
Yeah, that's one of the great things about vets. Most of the fellas in the split 2 and split 1 are more than willing to help out and do a bit of coaching.
Yeah, it certainly helped me. It was great. He was fantastic.
No, it's good. Because it's like, not only are we racing on difficult tracks, we're racing on probably one of the hardest cars to drive in iRacing, to be honest.
Yeah, but they're good fun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm racing another league at the moment with Apex, and we're doing Ferraris, and the difference in hanging onto the track is amazing. I prefer these though.
Yeah, these are a lot more fun. Andrew Johnson here just keeps it off the wall. Very well done. Not an easy pass to park it there at turn 1. Hasn't surprised anybody yet.
Oh,
Oh.
you spoke too soon.
I did East Coast here last night and someone parked in the same spot and everybody jumped through. Anita, you're more than welcome to jump in Discord for a chat anytime you want. More the merrier. And we'll jump back on now.
I was watching Andrew Johnson there try and spin it into the wall.
Very, very difficult work on that one.
Just thinking he did so well to keep it off the wall in his initial spin.
Well, we'll have a quick recap here. So Steve Grumley is definitely doing quite well. He's got off to a great start. He's out to 4.5 seconds already. And he's already 4.5 seconds up the road from Brett Taylor. So Brett doing quite well. And Braden O'Loughlin, of course, one of our resident New Zealand drivers in Split 3. And he's sitting up in third already. He's about 4.5 seconds or 3.5 seconds up the road from Jonathan Kiley. Darren Friend doing really well. We've been seeing big improvements this season from Darren, I must admit. He's definitely starting to find a bit of pace and some consistency with his driving, which I reckon's pretty awesome. Dave Worrell, he's definitely living up to his alter ego, running up 5 spots already, the biggest mover so far. And we'll just look for another close battle. Jump a bit further down. We've got Diane Philbin and Glenn Corbett. Glenn, of course, this is his first outing for the Hypersonic Racing guys. The Hypersonic boys got quite a few split one drivers. So I think Glenn's getting a fair bit of coaching from Michael Stewart and Scotty McCune. So it's pretty good driving so far. Just so hard just getting your power down coming out of the hairpin there. Yeah, that's where you sort of watch the split one guys. You know, the way they get their drive out of that corner is phenomenal. And it's just they learning how to feel the car to get that. Nice little move just there.
Yeah, it lights up really easy out of there if you're too aggressive with it.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Shout out to Craig Healy as well. And continuing down here, we might have a quick look at some other battles. Check on Dave Worrell again. So still under a bit of pressure from Shane Nicol behind. So Shane having a look up the inside here. Loses a bit of wheel spin, allows Worrell to get away again. And might just have a quick look at Steve Gumley. I think he may have just bounced off the wall. I might have just missed it on it. So that's allowed Brett Taylor to get past. So Brett making the most of me not being there for the last 2 rounds, hassling and still apologising for the move I pulled on him on the last lap at the bus stop at Watson Glen. And like to welcome.
Yeah, into Stephen Gromley there, back in second.
Yeah, a little bit of a bump in the wall. And just quickly jump on Lucas. I think Lucas has been in the wall as well. I've missed that one, so apologies for that. Lap 9, Patterson. Just trying to work on my list. Might just jump on Shane Patterson, have a quick look here and say good evening to Anita Buckland. How are you, Anita?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. How are you enjoying your first season in vets?
I'm loving it. It's great. It's a big learning curve, but yeah, it's fantastic.
What have you found the most difficult thing to deal with?
People coming up behind you. That's about it.
Oh, that's fair enough. From what I've noticed, well, I didn't race this week, but what I've noticed over the last couple of weeks, you're getting a lot quicker and a lot more consistent with
Yeah,
your lines and stuff, which is making it easier for people coming up behind you.
Yeah, they can get past me a lot quicker. I get out their way.
But you're getting a lot more speed yourself as well, which is great to see.
Yeah.
Like you're actually getting quicker as well, so.
Yeah, I've had, like I said, I've had a lot of help. And I'd like to thank everyone who's helped me. And yeah, I'm just getting, finding my pace now. I've got my rig set up so it's, mine now. It feels that way.
Yep.
I'm enjoying, yeah. And the community is great.
It's good. Yeah, we keep talking about how good the vets community is, but it really is an awesome group in itself.
Yeah.
Like, I've just spent this weekend with, the two McMillan boys and Richie Varela from Split 2. So.
Oh, okay, up at Bathurst.
Yeah.
Yeah. We watched it. We saw all the mud.
Yeah, there's plenty of that going around. Don't worry. We were lucky though. There was people up there that were a lot worse condition than what we were, in the sense that they were
Camping in it.
Yeah, like I think there was one tent I saw, and it was literally a river going straight through it, through the tent. So.
Oh no!
Yeah.
They love their racing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was my first time up on the mountain, so it was good to see Brett Taylor here putting a bit of pressure on.
Okay, yeah, I've said to Gary I've got to go there next. Definitely.
Yeah, it's definitely worth a look.
Yeah.
Definitely experience camping with 40,000 other people.
I prefer not camping, but very hard to get there. You've got to book years ahead, apparently.
Yeah, it's a bit like that.
Yeah.
So.
No, it's great. I love it. Like I said, great community. You get a lot of help. You get a lot of cheeky people, but they're funny and fantastic.
Yeah, that's good. That is one of the things about it. Everyone loves a bit of banter.
They do. They do. You focus, and then you lose your focus, and then you get back into focus, and love it. Love it.
Scotty Van Loon was my most favourite one last season, where I'd always drop something on the grid for him. He'd either jump the start or miss it.
Oh, that's exactly what happened to me on this race. I just put my foot. I got a bit of cramp, and I moved my left brake foot, and it just rolled, and I went, damn.
There goes 40 seconds.
Yes, straight round into the pits. I sat there thinking, well, there goes a lap.
That's a bummer.
Yeah. So I better let you get back to commentating.
No worries, Anita. Thanks for dropping in and saying good day.
All right, no worries, anytime.
No worries.
Talk to you later. Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
And big good evening to Ben Anthony in the chat as well. Of course, for those who haven't seen the other broadcast I did on Monday night, Ben got married on the weekend, so big congratulations again to Ben and his lovely partner.
Fantastic.
And let's do a bit of a recap. Steve Grumley is still out in front here. Got himself back out in front, sorry. So Steve's, I think Brett made a little mistake. Braden O'Loughlin managed to get through. So Braden sort of tucked up behind Steve. About 0.8 back, and then about 1.8 back to Brett Taylor, who's 6 seconds up the road from Jonathan Kiley. So definitely all happening up the front a little bit. We had a few lead changes. Just trying to keep heady on my cheat sheet. Len Corbett, I think, has just put himself on the wall on turn 1. Just before turn 1, coming out of the pits, so he's managed to get himself going again there. He's lost a couple of spots. Adrian Zeal having a bit of a look, sneaking through. A great drive from Adrian at the moment. Adrian's up 9 spots already. And I think we'll just keep an eye here. I think we're going to see how these boys continue on. Have a quick look at Greg Sholton, showing his new livery tonight. So looking for quite good. So Greg doing quite well. He's up in the top 10. Great to see. So a few boys doing reasonably well, starting to spread out a bit. Shane Patterson's just ducked into the pits. And what we might do is we might just quickly make the most of this and just quickly go to an ad.
The ever-changing weather around the world. Ever-diverse terrain and roads across the world. With Kumho Tire that has conquered all. There is no road you cannot go. Go with Kumho. Kumho Tire.
Back to live pitches. We've just had the call for a safety car. As we've got a car stopped on track at the moment. So safety car making its way out. As stopped on track, of course, is Carl Pickering. So Carl's had a blown engine. Definitely not going anywhere there. So safety car's been called out. So safety car is on track, waiting to pick up our race leader, which should be Brett Taylor, as he hasn't pitted. So I think Brett pitted a little bit earlier on. No, Brett hasn't pitted yet, so everyone else has pitted. So Grumley, Taylor, Nichols have all pitted. So everyone down to Worrell have pitted. Greg Sholton is in the pits. Jeff Eddy, Steve Lanyon's gone on. Oh, sorry, he's pitted as well. So Brett getting himself caught out a little bit here. Always difficult. I didn't quite do the fuel calcs this week, so I'm not sure how long he would have got out of the first stint and what the critical lap numbers were to get home for the earliest stop. So yeah, we'll see how this one pans out. And
What happened to you at the start of this race, Stephen?
I just started rear of grid, so I pitted at the end of the first lap. So what are we on?
Aye.
15 or something. So I didn't pit at the minute. So
Yeah, I was sort of watching your pace earlier in the race. You were looking very racy.
I sort of underestimated a little bit. I thought it was going to be a lot harder to get through. I was up into 11th on the first lap, and then we at the start of the race, the strategy was to pit lap 1 and get some fresh air and put down some quick laps with no traffic, which worked out quite well here. It got us up into first position, but I'm 15 laps less of fuel than Steve Grumley behind me.
Yep.
So, and on old tyres, where they got all new tyres.
definitely tyres are a key around this place to get the drive coming out of some of these corners.
Were you penalised to start rear of grid?
No, it's my first race in the V8 bets, so
Oh, okay. That's cool.
it's that's the rules. Start rear grid. So, but like Grumley, he'll feel comfortable here behind me because that's where he normally sits when we race.
That's a little cheeky.
But you'll take it.
Oh shit, yeah. This is Grumley Fountain, as he's named it.
Why has he named it that? Because he hits it that many times, or?
Yeah, he seems to get into it a bit, so it's on our Discord. It's Grumley Fountain.
Oh, we had someone on their roof there last night in East Coast.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not a very wide track when you got someone on the roof in front of you coming out of the fountain.
Yeah, she's a bit tight through there.
Yeah. I should hopefully go racing shortly here.
I think we do a couple more laps. He waves me and Bert through.
Yep.
Is it the leaders were right behind us?
Yeah. You can see that.
Which was a good thing for us because they, would have just slowed them down. Just swamped us.
Yeah, which is why we put the wave around back in this year as well, just to let these guys get back onto the lead lap as well.
Yeah, and tidies it all up.
Mm. Yeah,
I see in Bathurst on the weekend they put they had the wave around going as well.
Yeah, I did that.
Lap cars.
Did that for Bathurst, but they only did it on the last lap of the safety car. So they really only got about a quarter of a track to a third of a track up the road before they started. But with the number of safety cars, it was enough for some teams to get themselves back in the battle. So. So, just about ready to get going here again. As the wave around's now been dealt and sorted with. Got to agree with Stephen Murray in the chat as well. That there's definitely a lot of work gets put into some of these paints these days.
Amazing.
Mm. Just keep a little bit of an eye on him. Daniel Sheriff's just ducked in. Shane Nichols is still in the pits. It's Lucas.
Oh, he's coming around with.
Yep.
And I think Anita's with us too.
Oops.
Oh.
Oops. Oof.
Another safety car in a minute.
Just about. And we'll jump up here. Safety car starting to clear out. I'll do my traditional watch the safety car to make sure they don't crash. It's always very entertaining when they do. And I think he's going to be safe here. Of course, we had a safety car a couple of seasons back driven by Ken Veacock at Sebring, and Cam put it into the wall at Sunset and such a good job of it, sort of racing away from the field, that it actually made the iRacing top 10, and iRacing put just that clip itself into Twitter. So Cam Veacock had 15 minutes of international fame.
But he can drive that boy, can't he?
There you can. And Steve getting a good little jump here. Grumley tucking in behind. Braden O'Loughlin looking to go with him. So good little start, still some good battles. Jonathan Kiley tucked right up behind Brett Taylor. And Dave Worrell trying to hang on to the back of these guys. Or Gunther von Nordschloff, as he now... Ooh, he get time for Kiley. Darren Friend hanging on to the back of this group. So, jump back on with Steve. Really is a concrete jungle, this place, isn't it?
I wasn't sure how this was going to pan out because I had 15 lap old tyres and yeah, all those boys hunting me down with new tyres, but they had a lot more fuel on board. So battling a bit here.
No, you're doing really well. Tough in the sense that I think I found in talking with a few of the other boys, a little bit more fuel on board, settled the car a little bit.
It seemed to feel, yeah, pretty good.
There's start lap 19. Might jump back to this battle back here. Yeah, nice. Kylie doing really well, keeping the pressure on Brett Taylor. Nice drive out of there. Used curves really well. Letting Brett know he's there. Bush Marshy running in the top 10 at the moment as well, which is good to see. And oh, Worrell with the tap. Kylie into the fence. I'll leave that one up the race control, but I think something will come of that. Nice little flick though. Straight into the pits. As we jump back up here, these two, Grumley and Leighton. Leighton definitely clearing out now. They're 4.5 seconds up the road from O'Loughlin. They're definitely getting a bit of a field spread again. Let's jump on board here. We'll ride a lap round with Steve so you can see an idea for the pace. We go through some of these corners, like this turn one hairpin at 40 kilometres an hour. We're out the dashboard. So you don't appreciate how these cars can accelerate up to 260, 270 Ks. Got to break it up, pull it up into turn one. Nicely done here, rolling through. Keep it off the wall. Hug it tight on the left. Get on the curb of the roundabout, hug it tight again. Turn right here into Chestnut. Try and use a little bit of the curb. Try not to use too much unbalance and too much here. Let it drift out to the wall. Nicely on the gas. Watch Stephen drive away from you here. As we turn left again, try and get as close as you can to the inside of the wall there. Don't want to drift too far out wide this time because you'll lose track time. Come right out to the wall again. This time, go over the ripples, get close to the wall again, drift it out to the wall. Now, put down on the accelerator, get it up to 180, into fourth, into fifth. Get yourself up to about 230, let it cruise back to third, into second even. Back to 120, rotate through here. Don't want to use too much curb to unsettle the car. Nice uses enough, break it right down, slow it right up, back to 40 Ks. Back on the gas, early gear change there. Don't want too much of a wheel spin. Nicely done by Steve. But the lap in front is 0.2 better by Lanyon, so definitely starting to show a bit of pace there. And Stephen Grumley joins me now after a lap on board. I could have got him to do that.
How you going?
Yeah, good, Stephen. Yourself?
Yeah, not too bad, mate.
How was your night at Longbeach?
Didn't go too bad until about next lap or so. We're coming up to it, I think.
We might just jump on with Shane for the next lap. Shane having a bit of a battle here with Daniel Sheriff.
I'll probably embarrass himself here.
Oh, yeah, well, it's a good little battle.
Yeah.
The old touch of a brake there. Oh!
I've got to get more aggressive. I'm too polite. If someone's fast behind me, even if I'm racing the position, I just let them go.
Yeah.
It's only because I'm so new to it.
Yeah. Well, look, you're having a go there. That was just a little bit of a brake lock up. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I'm good at that. Just bark off my car. Oh, there I go. I did. Oh, no. Sorry, I got the YouTube stream on it.
Hey, you're right.
Yeah, you should cut away now.
And safely through that one. Into the pits. So starting to see some of the pit stops unfold now. You'll be happy to know there's not too much more left on my list, so. And jump back up the front here. Steve Lanyon starting to get through some lap traffic.
This is where I lose internet.
Oh no. Yeah, you've just gone.
Yeah.
Bugger.
That was my race done.
Bugger.
I told you should have got a wine out for your wife before you started the race, so she would turn the internet off on you.
Another sim widow.
Yep.
Well, we might jump back, have a look at any other battles we've got. We've got a little battle here with Lucas Burt starting to catch Shane Nichols. Shane doing really well here, battling with Lucas. Into the wall. again. It's such a tough corner, that one. Like, the cars, you just got to get that car pulled up. And I think you just underestimate your braking points quite easily.
It's pretty easy to get deep in there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, just go straight ahead. If you lock it in any way, you just shot.
Yeah. Yeah, you just lose that momentum, and the other one you've got is because you got the tyres on the wall there, the car just bounces off. And usually bounces back into the other cars coming back down into the corner.
Yeah.
Or you wind up around the corner, so you blind everybody else. Darren's still doing quite well here, sitting in 5th. And letting Brett through. Not sure he's got a bit of damage there or just a bit of preservation. And we might jump back to Adrian Zeal. Starting to put a bit of pressure on Diane Feldman in front of him. Adrian, another one who's been improving week to week as well. Yeah, running in the top 10. Right, plenty of pace. He's up 13 spots at the moment. And just a quick look at the laps. So Shane still hasn't pitted after his first lap stop. And Shane Patterson still battling away here, trying to hang on to the back of Greg Shelton in front of him. And Andrew Johnston battling again with Lucas Spurt. Of course, Andrew, another one of the Kiwi drivers that stays up to 1 o'clock in the morning to race with us. It's probably 2 o'clock now with daylight savings. But greatly appreciate those guys dialing in from over the ditch.
Yeah, I'd be falling asleep at the wheel.
Yeah, and then, of course, the other fella out here that is quite well known, done vets now for a couple of seasons, and he's Jeff Eddy. So Jeff dials in from New York, so he gets up at like 4:30 in the morning to race with us. So I call that complete dedication. So a big shout out here to Phil Marsh as well. Marshy running in the top 10, 8th. Great drive from Phil. Doing very well. So we'll have a bit of a look for some more battles in the group here. Anita Buckland is getting towards close to Darren Sheriff. Darren's got past her there as well. And Andrew Johnston still under pressure, of course, from Lucas Burt. So might just stay here where this battle's close. Lucas, of course, a go-karter from way back. Doing very well driving for old mates and sons. It's heck. Just jump on the great little move there from Lucas up the inside. Steve's finally into the pits. It's been interesting to see where you roll out.
Steve Lanyon's in the pits, or was that me?
Steve Lanyon.
Yep.
So,
2 more pit stops to go, so
yeah.
my internet failure was a good one.
So you got yourself going again?
Yeah, I'm back in here now,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
I
No,
lost
that's
about
good.
3 or 4 laps.
Yep.
Needed
Yeah.
a safety car to get a couple back.
Yeah, the main thing is to try and make sure you get that 75% so you classify as a finisher.
Yep.
And that's what a lot of guys got to remember, you know. Like, you might have an accident here and there and as the race goes on, but you really need to get yourself back into it.
Yeah, you can deal with an accident, not internet failure.
Yeah. There's Lucas. Gets himself going here. Might just jump on with Adrian Zeal and just have a look how he's going. Oh, not well. A bit of a tangle up there. I think with Brett Douglas, I think. So it's fucked track out.
Oh, no. You can't do that. 333. Who was it?
Yeah, Adrian Zeal. A little bit out of control there.
Oh,
For-
no.
Difficult part of the track, that one.
Was he thinking the brake pedal was the accelerator?
Not sure. He's trying to get it going again. Looking a bit second hand at the moment. Okay, that's done well there, Steve. Managed to get yourself through that. After that stop, you've come back out in 8th behind Marsh. And I'll just jump back on Shane Nicholas for a minute. A little bit of a tag there again. These boys ducking into the pits. Looked like Andrew Johnson just missed a pit there. Let's continue down. And Shane, no. Plenty of action at the moment. Nice little flick spin. Gets himself going again. So jump back up the front. I'll be watching down the back for a little bit. So Braden O'Loughlin's now leading the race from Brett Taylor. About 2 seconds up the road. And can't believe I'm saying this, Dave Worrell sitting in 3rd. With Brett Douglas in 4th. So continue on. And definitely some gaps starting to open up here as well. So I've sort of got a 10-second gap back to Brett Douglas. And then about a 15-second gap back down to Darren Friend. So Darren doing quite well in 5th still. Jeff Eddy running in 6th. So a good little drive from Jeff. Enjoying being on home soil. Phil Marsh in 7th. Marsh, you'd be pretty happy here. as London and Grumley get by him. They're nicely back out together again, you boys.
Oh, I
Yep.
wasn't happy with that.
I was putting pressure on him. I was laps down too.
Oh, as you do, of course. Let's get back to my cheat sheet. And continue on back through the list here. Jump back on with Shane Patterson. He's in a good little battle here with Greg Shelton in front of him. And Jonathan Kylie behind. Just going a lap down, I think. Or is a lap down? Well, you've done well, Shane. Get yourself back into a battle.
Yeah, I hung in there. I lost a lot of pace at the end, but it would have taken too long to fix it.
Yeah.
I was better off just. I was dropping like 20 k's and take the main straight.
Yeah, that's where it hurts around here. You sort of just lose that draft.
But if I went in the pits, it probably would have took 4 minutes to fix it.
Yeah. It's an unforgiving track in that sense.
Alright, you can cut away again now if you like. Oh no, not this.
No, not this lap. I haven't got you down written down for this lap. You're pretty safe. It's just a good little battle. I'm just focusing where the battles are at the moment. So
Yeah, I had a good battle with him at Watkins Glen too. We were sort of same pace
yeah,
with with Greg Shelton. Yeah, Scotland.
so Steve Murray asking if you had any fast repairs left at this stage.
I didn't.
I don't think too many people would at this stage. Looking at some of the incidents we've seen. That's allowed him to get away from me a little bit. Darren Friend ducked into the pits. And jump back onto a different camera. As Kylie this time gets around the outside. Jump back up on the Brett Taylor. Brett Taylor running in second at the moment, so he's about 2 seconds back. And he's got Dave Worrell 12 seconds behind. So Brett's starting to show a bit of pace this season. A lot more consistency than what he had last season. So definitely a man on the move at the moment. Great to see another green car out there. It's
The hardest thing on these is because of the length of them, it's the concentration levels. You've got to keep them up or try and keep them up the whole time.
yeah, that's pretty much the key to it. And I always kind of work on the factor that, you know, towards the end of the race, if I can be switched on, I'm going to pick up spots.
Yeah. I don't know, little lapses cost you.
Yeah, little mistakes, and then when you first start, it's the big mistakes, and then it starts becoming the little mistakes, and then that consistency starts to build up. And it's that fine line between I'm going to drive at 110% or drive at 100% or 90%. So it's just understanding, like, and I think most of the guys in this split this season are pretty good at it, but it's that understanding of you're not going to win at lap one, turn one.
Yeah, that's in so many leagues. People
Yeah.
think they are.
Yeah, so that's one of the good things about this league, I'd probably say.
You had to slow down that first lap, didn't you, Steve? Yeah.
Hey.
You wrapped too many up in that first straight.
Oh, Greg Shelton in the wall there. This is pit entry. Hoffy's joined us. How are you, Hoffy?
I'm good, mate. How's yourself?
Not too bad. Not sure whether you're watching the stream, but if you're watching the stream, have a look who is P3.
Oh, okay. I will have a look.
You'll have a laugh at what he's gone and done.
Oh, I like that. Yeah. Did we get a track guide?
No, I didn't. I'm a bit disappointed. I'd love to see what you have to say about this place. So for those who don't know, Dave Worrell has an alter ego known as Gunther von Nordschleife. So I think in the streamers channel in the Vets Discord, we've put up a lap track guide for Bathurst done by Gunther. And of course, Gunther came about from when we went and drove Nordschleife last season, and Gunther made an appearance on the pit when we were gridding up, and poor old Scotty Van Loon couldn't handle Gunther and jumped the start. It's quite funny.
And he was secretly paving the voodoo doll with pins too.
Yeah, that was me. I was the one who kept saying there's no pins here. So Steve was his first season as a rookie in Vets and very nervous driver and very nervous on the grid. So we tend to make very simple little mistakes in the first 2 or 3 corners. But got on the bigger and better things in split 2, so good to see.
Yeah, it was for the first 2 or 3 corners and the first 3 laps. Geez, that's me all over.
But Dave doing very well here when the team boss isn't watching. Of course, he'd be in the chat giving us grief as well if he wasn't doing the IPRA series that he runs on Wednesday nights once a month. So everyone's very well spread out here, which is making broadcasting very difficult. Might have a quick look at Jeff again. And Steve Buckland, not a problem, mate. I enjoy bringing Split 3 Drivers Lounge. I think it's usually on a Friday night and usually at about 9 or 10 o'clock, and usually it's a good catch up and a good chat, and everyone's fresh in their mind of what they'd done the night before, and we get a good mix and a few more guys joining us. But I think Wednesday night, I think you'll find most of them will be in the practice server trying to get ready for tomorrow. Just good, I've got an excuse now for tomorrow. Lap 37, I missed it, I think. Jeff getting through there on Darren Sheriff. So jump back up the front. Braden definitely cleared out here. So Steve Murphy saying, yeah, Diane, yep, she is still, yep, up 10 spots in 8. That's a pretty good drive as well.
Yeah, this track's about survival.
Of course, representing the iDrive Sim brand. Doing very well. Great little drive from Di. The Scorpion Esports team. And the other one doing really well up 9 spots is Phil Marsh, still in the top 10, running 7th.
Well, that's good for Phil. Go Phil.
Yeah, great drive from Phil. As we tick over lap 39. And I'll come back to my other cheat sheet. 33. So Phil doing very well. Good to see Marshy up there. And Steve Lanyon's managed to work his way back up to 5th as well.
On the move he was.
Yeah, definitely went from P1, needs to get himself back up there. But up 15 spots as well because he started rear of grid. Steve Gumley there, pulling it up a bit hard, missing the apex. Background.
Missed that one tonight.
Hey. It's all right if it was me, it'd be one of many.
Got to be careful with this hairpin. It can decide a podium. Referring back to split 2 race.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to tag anyone coming around. So Brett Douglas a little bit further up the road here. So Brett doing quite well. Did send me in a message to say he's an apology for not being in the lounge tonight. I'm sure he'll be on track as well. And I probably should take the opportunity too to thank some of the sponsors of the Vets and Quantum Tint Solutions and Parramatta Isuzu Utes, Kumo Tyres and Logitech. Of course, Logitech G with the... what have we got going on in front of you? Logitech G, of course. Oh, it's locked up. Logitech G, of course, donating one of their new Treeforce wheels to the league for the best and fairest count that they've got going. So very much appreciative of Logitech doing that. And then also Soldier On offering a discount to members as well. So if anyone's in the market for a new direct drive, go and have a look at the Logitech Treeforce gear. Definitely worth a look, as Scotty Gamble proved last season, winning split 1 of Vets. So yeah. As Lanyon and Worrell are in the pits at the moment for their second stop. And just keep track here. Brett Taylor's still doing quite well, running in second. And Chris Blanchard's joined us now. How are you, Chris?
Oh, I'm good, mate. Yourself?
Yeah, not too bad.
What I'd call in and have a squiz, have a say good day.
Much appreciated. How are you finding this season? And
It's a part of the learning curve, good path. Yeah, I'm learning a lot out of it. Trying to set new goals for myself, trying to go faster. So, it's good. New team, new challenges, new environment. It's really good.
of course, for those who don't know, Blanchy won his first season. Someone's in the wall there. So Blanchy just, that was Shane Nichols again. So Blanchy won his first rookie season in Vets, in split 3, and then went to split 2 and came second out of memory.
Yeah.
And promoted himself in his third season for Vets straight into split 1. So definitely interesting learning curves each step.
It is, and I've learnt a lot along the way. It's been a really good path, actually.
Yeah.
Really good.
It's good to hear, mate. It's all about learning and getting quicker as well.
Yeah, watching some of these guys in split 3, see who's coming along, and who's going to give us a hurry along in a season or two, or next season?
I'm a bit worried about the 1969 World Touring Car Champion running around in fifth. If you're watching on the stream, you'll see what I mean with the SDK broadcast. SDK. Cheeky little bugger that he is. So Brett Taylor here, still 4.8 seconds behind Braden O'Loughlin. So Braden having an absolute fantastic drive, been consistently holding that gap for a while now. As we're lap 43 of 64, so we're starting to dwindle these down. So a little bit of damage on the car, but obviously not slowing it down too much. Diane Feldman's the next one to roll into the pits. So at the moment, O'Loughlin, Taylor, Douglas and Eddie still have to pit one more time to get home. I might just have a quick look at my mate. Can't find him, having trouble. Shane Nichols there, he's getting on. Car's looking a bit second hand from that spin we saw before. It's still battling on.
Yeah, he's definitely got the cooler engine than others.
Yeah. And he's just ducked himself into the pits. And speaking of Gunter, he's joined us. How are you, Mr. Laurel?
Yeah, I heard this was a particles at you.
Yeah. What are you doing running fourth?
I don't know, mate. Oh, fucking something shut dead or something. Something's going on here. What's going on there?
Steve Lanion's giving you a bit of a battle here.
It was a good battle, right? Pushed hard. It was yeah. It was really good. Had me on the toes the whole way through.
Oh, someone's in the wall there. Didn't see who that was. That's Diane. We'll keep going. And working your way through. A little bit of traffic as well. We started the door for him.
Said, hello, come in, yeah.
And of course, Mr. Race Control, Josh Drage is here as well. How are you, Josh?
Yeah, pretty good, thanks. Just thought we'd pop in, say good day.
How's that sim build going?
A lot of swear words. It's about getting there. I've made really good progress tonight.
Oh, that's good.
Just trying to get all the screens lined up, but one screen's not playing ball.
That's always good fun, that part.
Ball or balls?
Balls for you.
Fair enough.
Dearie me. So we were talking before about concentration and the little things and not making mistakes. Try having Gunter in your ear as well in
I don't know what
Discord.
you're talking about, yeah?
Yeah.
Every time I went around turn 2 here, all I could see was bush, yeah? You got to get in nice and close there, yeah, just so you can trim it.
Was the bush getting wet from the fountain?
I think it was very moist. It was just squirting all over the joint, yeah?
Oh, dearie me. Someone just stopped there on track. Didn't see who that was. I'll try and come back and pick that up. Someone has stopped. No, looks like they've got themselves going again. That's all right. So 45 of 64 down. And we just continue rolling through here. Steve Lanyon started rear grid. First time in his first race here, doing really well. Got himself back up on the podium. Now starting to hunt down Brett Taylor in front. So 17-second gap. So it'll be interesting to see if he can make a dent on that. Brett driving really well though, and so is Braden. Of course, Braden pushed pretty hard last week at Zolder and had a week before, sorry, at Zolder. Had a couple of little incidents. And Phil Marsh still in 7th, which is great to see. So Marshy driving with a fair bit of confidence tonight. And definitely doing very well. Steve London using all the curb there and a little bit more. Is it just my imagination, or have they backed off the 1Xs here a little bit?
Yeah, I don't think it was as bad as previous. Like, I know I was pushing a little bit wider on some of the corners and I wasn't getting one.
Yeah, like just watching through this complex through here, coming out of Chestnut.
Yeah, chestnuts, yeah, alright.
Yeah, like you watch here, how Steve will come right across. It's not as much.
As long as you keep your left wheels on that outside curbing, you could cut it right across there.
Hmm. And then this one you could always cut. Coming back onto Seaside Avenue, you could always cut this one.
But I had actually found during practice I could cut this one here if I did take it too tight. Same thing again. I think you've got to keep the left-hand wheels on the curbing.
Yeah. But Steve definitely doing really well here. We might just jump back. Glenn Corbett's in a little bit of a battle with Greg Shelton. And Glenn, of course, in his first drive for Hypersonic Racing, doing quite well there. Getting his way through. Let's try a different camera. So everyone's quite well spread out, which is making this rather difficult to find some good battles. Shane Nichols is in the pits again. So Braden O'Loughlin now is out to a 2-second gap, so it's closing a little bit. So Brett Taylor's starting to get in me, but I think this might have a little bit to do with the traffic that we've got. Steve Lanyon's taken a second out of that already, but may not have enough laps as we're on lap 48 now of 64. Definitely been a great drive from him. And might just take the opportunity to quickly throw up another ad for one of our sponsors. Of course, Logitech G, big thank you to them again, as I mentioned before. There's Braden now. Starts lap 49 of 64, so starting to tick away slowly here. And while we've got Josh in here, how'd they all go on? Seems I wasn't there last Thursday. How'd they all go, mate? They all behave themselves?
Last Thursday. Let me get the book out.
Oh, he's got the book out. Look out.
Yeah, I got the book out.
As long as you don't throw the book, it's alright.
Nah, book's still here. Nah, pretty good. Most stuff was on the last couple of laps, so that made it difficult to do any penalties. And most of the time, if you're watching, if the pit lane is closed, don't leave pits. You can enter pits, but you can't leave pits until it gets reopened. That was mainly with some of the penalties, so if you're unsure and you're still leaving pits without us opening the pits, read the rules.
Right, I guess the other thing to think of too, just how it's all working in that sense, is the pit lane will be closed when the safety car crosses the pit start-finish line, and the pit lane should open when the end of the train's gone past the pit exit.
Yeah.
So if you're in this situation where you've got the safety car coming down through that section of circuit, or the train in that section of the circuit, you should just be able to know yourself, you can't go out. Yeah. So
that's when the safety car passes the control line, which is the start-finish line. Is that right?
Yeah. Well, most tracks, it's a start-finish line.
Yeah. So, yeah, if you can get out before the pace car hits that start-finish line,
you're safe. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're good.
But you got to allow yourself time to get the car off the jacks, start rolling. Yeah, so it becomes a bit of a battle. So, of course, the rules and regs this season have been based off the Logitech G Pro Series rules and regs. So there was a major quantum shift in the rules for this season as well. So, you know, a lot of guys that have been racing in vets for a few seasons probably didn't quite understand or picked up on the fact that we did have a major change in the regs. So yeah, you just got to be conscious of those things.
The little things.
But all in all, it was done for the betterment of the league. So
What lap are we actually on? What lap is this?
we're up 51.
Oh, yeah.
So Braden still got himself back out to 3 seconds again. The gap to Steve Lanyon starting to close that gap to Brett Taylor. He's got it down now to 12 seconds. So you'd probably be thinking to yourself, Steve, you still got time to get there. Bit between his teeth and going hard as he can. Of course, with Steve's last lap being a 1:20.22. Brett Taylor's last lap being a 1:21.28, so he's basically getting him here about a second a lap. So
Second, yeah.
you're thinking to yourself, well, I'm on here if I can maintain this.
Yeah.
Let's try a camera I haven't looked at for a while. Nicely using the curves. He was watching in the East Coast last night. A few of the boys were literally rubbing the inside wall there.
All right.
I think they've fixed up the flying car so they can be a bit more aggressive.
Yeah.
So Stephen doing really well here. Getting right into each corner, millimetres off the wall. We're actually keeping the car fairly well stable. Through that section there, James Scott actually goes across the red line on the right side to get out to the wall.
Right.
I thought it was interesting.
Interesting. Yeah. The way other people do it.
Mind you, I've got his skill level, so I'd probably try and do that and just put it in the wall.
Yeah.
See, they're getting too much curves, unbalanced the car. And he done this lap. So Brett Taylor's done a 1:21.7. Steve's done a 1:24. They're still more than a second a lap. And Winter still running around in fourth here. Got a nice little buffer around him. He's got Steve 15 seconds up the road. Brett Douglas 4 seconds back.
Gunter's name is in my book on the last couple of laps. So I wanted to look around to see what happens.
Hey, what? Howdy, Gunter.
Gunter's just always hanging around the back.
Oh! And someone just stopped there on the side. Who was that? Number 17. Looks like we may have a safety car. Then Sheriff has stopped.
There is a safety car.
Waiting for it to be called. See if Brandon gets the call out. No, he hasn't called out yet.
Has he had a call out yet?
Yeah, we had one early.
Yeah, there was one.
There was one. Okay, we've already had that. Let's quick jump on with Stephen Lanyon again. He's got that gap under 10 seconds now, so that's definitely closing in quite quick. Still pushing the car to the max there. Getting it up over the curbs. And the other close little battle, Phil Marsh. He's still ticking away. He's got Greg Shelton about 13 seconds back. Glenn Corbett just in front of him, so Glenn's managed to get past him, dropping Marshy back to 8th. Awesome drive from Phil. And car looks pretty straight too. I don't think he's had too many run-ins with too many walls either, looking at the livery.
Yeah, I had to run in with the wall once, yeah. I didn't back away from it. There was a little hole there, I just kept going up to the hole.
As you would. And...
When there's a fucking boss.
Anyone have a 0X last night, Josh? On Thursday night?
There was actually a few, I think. Yeah, because it was, not that I can give anything away, but it was actually hard to do the points. Because some people drove really well, but other people drove up in quite a few positions and got 0Xs.
That's pretty good going. As we tick over lap 55 now. So at the moment, Braden's managed to get himself past everybody up to Brett Douglas. So they've definitely got a fair spread on the field now. And Steve Lanyon has closed that gap down to 8.5 seconds. So still got about 9 laps to go though. So it's one thing to catch him. It's another thing to pass him.
Just setting up pedals. Yeah. No grooves that line up.
Does that mean you're going to be taking it for a spin?
Not tonight. Still probably a couple of days off, I think. Making some progress tonight.
Of course, you've got a target, haven't you? Are you going to go do the 9.5 Invitational?
Oh, that's the plan. Whether I get it done or not, is another question.
A little bit MIA. So you've done the big move as well, haven't you, Josh?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, talk about everything happening.
Everything's happened.
Oh.
So it's just been at the bottom of the list of things to do.
Yeah,
Otherwise, they get in trouble.
I'd imagine setting
with
up
the boss.
other parts of the house would be more important.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. So when I get a free pass to get stuck into this is exactly what I do.
Good to hear, mate. Well, Steve's starting to start a bit scratchy now. Right on the limit here, I think. Tyres might be starting to get a bit sore as well by the sounds of it. But he has closed that gap. He's got it down to 6 seconds. Brett Taylor has Braden O'Loughlin in his sights in front. Can see him. So the old carrot's still being waved around. And I think we can just see Steve Lanyon behind him there on the straight. That's the frustrating part here when you can sort of see the guy you're trying to chase in front of you. See the time starting to come down behind you, so he's starting to go,
The worst thing about this track is if you get held up behind someone, you lose so much time so quick.
Yeah, it is a major issue, isn't it? There's certain parts of the track where you can't do anything with it either, like coming through the aquarium section through here. There's not really many spots.
Yeah, exactly.
Your way through.
There's not much room, and yeah.
I had that with Mark Horton chasing him, and it was back and forth all the time. It's very hard to sort of try and catch with traffic, but that's not the traffic's fault.
Yeah. Jump back here to Steve. Steve's dropped off a little bit here. He's lost a little bit of time on this lap. Last lap, Brett Taylor did a 121.19. Steve was a 121.07, so a little bit scratchy there. He was just skating a little bit, so I'm wondering whether his tyres might be shot. The effort he's been putting in to try and catch up. Might just close that gap by 10 seconds. Anyway, lap 59 or 64. There's still a couple more to go. Still a few chances left. Brett Taylor slowly catching up onto O'Loughlin now as well. So
this should have been a 69 lap race.
Yeah.
Oh, why you German sex pest? Sorry.
Continuing along really well here. Might have a quick look back down through the pack. So Worrell is still 2 seconds up the road from Brett Douglas. So he's maintaining that gap. Jeff Eddy sitting in 6th, doing quite well. He's got a fair bit of time either side of him. With Brett Douglas 9 seconds up the road. And Glenn Corbett 10 seconds behind. Glenn in his first outing, still running in 7th. Great drive. Phil Marsh still in the top 10, running 8th. Greg Sholton in the top 10 as well, running 9th, which is great to see. Good effort from Greg. There's a little bit of traffic backing up and around here. Lapping going on as well. Diane Feldman rounds out our top 10, so great effort from Di on such a difficult track. They're managing to keep the car going, minus the front end. She's done really well. As we jump back up the front here, this gap still back out to a little bit more than 2 seconds. So it's been bouncing around 2.5 seconds. As we talked about, lap traffic becomes quite a contentious issue here. But Steve Lanyon's definitely closed the gap again. It's now down to 5.5, so he's back on it.
I just had a massive blonde moment. I got the YouTube stream going as well. I'm having a look and going, "Where's my name? It's not in the bloody list. Where is it? Where is it?" Then look at, oh yeah, I remember now.
Who brought him along?
God. Long day. Long day. Oh, look, it must have a Loungbrow there. Or the Loungbrow tents. Blue and white tents.
Yep. So Brett Taylor now at gap's gone out. It's back out to 3. But what's happened now is Steve Lanyon. Oh, squeezes through there with Greg Shelton. Hope doesn't lose too much time coming out. But Steve now be able to see around the corner here. He'd have his eyes back on Brett Taylor. And he also knows he's got to get past Darren Friend as well. There's a lapped car and Anita Buckland. So, oh, very lucky to survive turn 1. Definitely pushing it quite hard through here. Car sounding very skatey.
It is, isn't it?
Giving it everything she's got, Scotty. Cracking driving, though. A clear track in front.
And that's really good work too from the lap bars, because that's a difficult place to give room.
Yeah. Yeah, guys have done really well. So Lanyon with a 121.77 that lap. Taylor was a 122.95. So, oh, another difficult spot for traffic. Oh no, hooked it.
I think they were just mesmerised by the bush. Sorry, let me rephrase it. I was thinking so distracted by the bush, yeah?
Yeah. But such a bugger of a car, isn't it? Like, there's pushing it. Oh. And then pushing it too hard.
Yep, that's what I was doing right now. I was just too much.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, it's entertaining. Looks good. Just not fast.
Looks like one of those old art cars, the BMW art cars they raced in like the early 90s or 80s.
Yeah.
Looks good, I like it.
Yeah, Luke Grundle, he does all our artwork.
Yeah,
It's good.
It's a good looking car.
Bit worse for wear on the sides at the minute.
Mind the details. So it looks good, that angle.
Oh! Was Darren Friend it? Doing a bit of sideways work?
El Drifter.
Yeah. Obviously kept it off the wall because it wasn't in my notes. Cracking drive by Braden here, but Steve Lanyon's just caught up to Brett Taylor and gotten past. So Brett's damaged. Brett's obviously clipped a wall somewhere. Like, it don't sound healthy at all.
They're really struggling, isn't it?
Yeah. Sounding very second hand. As Braden O'Loughlin starts the last lap. A cracking drive from Braden. Been out in front for a fair while here. Maintained the gap from Taylor, well now Lanyon, so he's done a really good job of that. After a few mistakes last week at Zolder, he'd be pretty chuffed with himself. The way he's performed this track. Great drive. Someone else there in the corner, out of the way. It's teammate Jonathan Keeley, I think. Kylie. Gunter just got passed by Brett Douglas. What's going on?
Gunter, yeah.
Oh, Gunter.
Gunter got violated, yeah.
Yeah.
Without the lube.
Might try and come back and have a look at that, but first we will have a quick look as Braden O'Loughlin comes across the line to take the checkered flags. That's a great drive from Braden. Second will be Steve Lanyon. Great effort from Steve as well to come back from as far back in the field that he did, starting last as well. And we did say something was not right with this Brett Taylor entry. It has blown. Oh no, Brett. Oh no, don't tell me. Yep, Douglas has passed. Douglas into third. Taylor's going to get home in front of Gunter here, or is Gunter going to get him? Gunter just disappeared.
It's a magical Gunter.
I got a feeling Taylor's going to get home. No, it's still stuck there. Oh no. No.
Yeah.
No.
That's gonna break your heart.
Oh, that sucks.
Watson Glennie gets taken out by some muppet at the bus stop. Yeah, this happens to him. And Gunter gets past. Bloody hell, Brett. Feel for you, mate. Really do. So, finishing officials 5th, which is a fair effort in itself. Now, I don't think it's recorded any events for me, so I can't go back. Okay. Anyway, we basically say that's the end of that one, and we haven't got Braden with us, so might jump on with you, Steve. Anyone you want to, as a podium getter here, mate? Anyone you want to thank and that sort of stuff?
Yeah. Look, well done to Braden. It was a great drive. 64 laps around there and keeping it clean. Bloody good effort. So, mind winning. So, yeah, well done to him. And look, our sponsors, we've got Audrey's of Bought and Sheer Genius. And I think I can announce we've got Colgate coming on board. So,
Oh, that's pretty cool.
looking forward to that. Yeah, so it's all starting to work for us. So, yeah.
Right.
Cheers to them.
Gunter can break the car like they break the chalk.
That's it.
That's good. That's fantastic. An organisation like that on board. That's awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And it's good to see another team coming into the series as well. So that's fantastic. Yeah. So that's this week. Sorry, it's on a Wednesday night instead of my usual Friday night. So we'll be back to Friday night this week for Winton. Any thoughts, boys, on Winton?
Oh, it's too tight and slow.
Too tight and slow. Said Gunter.
No, it's just way too tight and there's more bush in the middle of the corners, you know? It's not fast and flowing like slow.
Shane, what are your thoughts on Winton?
I'll see you all next week.
Are you not racing this week, or?
No, Winton's not for me. I'll just get in people's ways. So I'm happy to. I'm not a real fan of the track, so I'll just watch it on the stream.
Yeah.
Watch Div 1 probably, but yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a long way to go. Confident there.
Got a feeling may not be a stream this week for Div 1, so what I'm hearing might be myself again on Sunday. But we'll see what happens with that time comes. But yeah, so the plan is definitely at this stage to definitely still have the split through broadcast at 9 o'clock on Friday, and Shane, yeah, like jump in, mate. Everyone else is in the same boat, so don't feel too intimidated by feeling like you're going to be a mobile chicane.
I wouldn't do it to myself or anyone else. I've
Yeah.
driven it.
Have a crack, Shane. Come on.
Yeah, have a crack. That's what it's all about. Split throat.
Yeah. Balls on the wall. Give it a crack.
Oh, my balls got cracked last time on the wall. Yeah, what did not end well.
Anyway,
So you can put on loop. Thanks, Shane. Thanks, Shane. As they will pass me 500 times.
Well, Winton's one of those tracks where the unexpected happens.
yeah.
Yeah.
I can't stand Winton. I'm not that fast around it, but going to give it a crack because you never know what happens.
Exactly right. If not, go cut grass or go to the skip end and just do donuts.
Yeah, skid pen's good fun.
Wash my cat and take a video back to Blockbuster.
Yeah, on that note, guys, we'll close the broadcast out. So a big thank you to everyone that jumped into the chat and everyone else that jumped into the YouTube chat. I appreciate everyone's comments and getting involved. And as I said, we'll be back with Winton in a couple of days' time. And yeah, looking forward to seeing how everybody goes and having a chat to everybody again. So yeah, big thank you to everybody, and we will catch you all then. Thanks very much.
Thanks.
Thanks, Johnny.
Cheers, mate.
Thanks, mate.
Thank you.
The ever-changing weather around the world. Ever-diverse terrain and roads across the world. With Kumo Tire that has conquered all. There is no road you cannot go. Go with Kumho. Kumho Tire.